What's up, guys? Happy Friday! Okay, so I really enjoyed this week. It didn't start off the way that I thought it was going to, nor the way that I wanted it to start off, but it did its job in shaking up this game and tossing these players around and forcing many of them to really think outside of the box and possibly jump ship on their own alliances. Now that's the kind of big brother that I like to see. So we ended last week with Hamza winning HOH. Him and Veronica were on that team where they were in the box and they had to go and grab some fruit and bring it back to the other side. Veronica and Hamza won. Veronica decided to give it to Hamza since Hamza was so excited to see his wife Carolyn, or his fiance rather. And yeah, so Hamza got the HOH, and we were all excited because he was talking about nominating a showmance and possibly Dela. And we were like, you know what? They're probably going to sit pretty for the rest of the season. This might not be a bad idea for Hamza, and it might not be a bad idea for everyone else because then it gets them out of the way. So everyone still kind of is hovering on getting Ali out of here. It seems like she cannot do anything to get rid of her target. But I think that Hamza does a very good job in using this information to his advantage. He sort of has the conversation one by one with everyone in the HOH room, and he lets Ali know that she is not going to be his intended target. He chooses Derek for the Wendy's meal. And so as they're eating that Wendy's, it looks so good. Oh my god, I could go for some Wendy's right now. They get to talking, and he assures them that he is not going to nominate Derek or Kayla. He wants to use his human side this time. Now, at first, I was very upset. I was like, Hamza, what are you doing? You basically have been talking this entire time about how you're just going to not give a damn about what anybody says, and you're not going to do what the house wants, and fuck the consensus and all that stuff. But now you're saying that you're going to, you're using your human side, you feel bad for them, you want to keep the showmans in the house? They are not you and Carolyn. Forget them. After conferring with pretty much the entire house and granting safety to Ali and to Ryan and to Veronica and to Will and to Maddie, it's pretty much clear that Olivia is going to be one of the targets. He lets everyone else know that whoever is going to be the next target is going to be a bit of a surprise. Even to Jesse's face, in Jesse's, he approaches Hamza with a deal saying, hey, how about you, me, Derek, and Will have a foursome and we just ride this thing out? And Hamza's like, you know what? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I think that we'd actually be unstoppable. But that don't happen. The following day, the nomination ceremony takes place and Hamza nominates Olivia and Jesse. I really enjoyed that Olivia was like, after Hamza explained to her why she was on the block, she was like, you know what, fair. I mean, she did her campaigning. She went up to the room before nominations took place and she said, look, I understand that we haven't really talked game, so if I'm going to be a target, I understand that, but I do think that, there are other targets that are out there. She did what she had to do, but at the same time, she understood that her position in the game just wasn't the most opportune, and for that, she went on the block, and she took it like a big girl. She did. So while Jesse is initially shocked that he is on the block, he still is under the impression that Hamza only did this to stack the veto against Olivia. Paris is much wiser and has a conversation with Jesse saying, look, it might seem that way right now, but you really cannot feel too comfortable. If you honestly believe that Hamza is going to waste his HOH on a wallflower in Olivia, you are sadly, sorely, undeniably mistaken. Hamza still goes to work and basically lets Olivia know that she is not the target. Olivia then goes around to the rest of the house saying, you know what, I'm not the target, which sort of spooks everybody else in the alliance. Everybody but Jesse and Derek, who seem to blindly trust this 4-deal alliance with him, Hamza, Derek, and Will. It's not going to happen, but that's what they think is going to happen. Ali also promises Olivia that if she wins the veto, that she will remove Olivia from the block, and everybody else in that little alliance that Hamza has is saying, you know what, let's remember that Ryan was definitely in the hot seat last week, and he did a lot of stuff to stir this game up, so if anyone comes off the block, we should just put Ryan up there, and we can vote Ryan's ass out and keep, Jesse. Let's keep Jesse safe. Also, side note, I love the fact that Paris took some time to talk to the camera and say, look, if I win this veto, I'm not taking Jesse off the block. He must be out of his goddamn mind if he thinks that I'm going to waste a veto and waste my game on you. Boy, bye. We get to this Wendy's sponsored veto competition, and I'm look, I mean, I love Wendy's just as much as everyone else, but this is just like, I feel like we're just reaching a point of saturation, okay? I mean, BB19 was Candy Crush, BB Can 6 is Wendy's. I mean, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, okay? Anyways, Hamza goes 2 for 2 and wins the veto and now has complete control over all the nominations and is sort of who goes home. He then has a conversation with Jesse after winning it. He's trying to reassure Jesse that he is going to pull him off the block and he needs to act surprised when he does. The conversation also takes place in the presence of Erica and it just seems a little off. Hamza and Erica are just getting weird vibes, and who should use this to their advantage but Will and Johnny, of all people. So huge prop goes to Will and Johnny for making this week interesting. I mean, Hamza probably could have done this on his own. He's volatile all on his own, but it always helps that there's a little bit of a push from like-minded individuals that are only seeking to gain something to their own advantage. And Johnny and Will sort of capitalized off of Hamza's petticoat, as they say, and sort of solidified in Hamza's mind that Jesse actually, this is the time to take the shot. Johnny told Hamza, like, look, if Jesse survives this week, we are never going to get this chance again. He's a good player, he's strong, he's likable, people like him in this house. Let's just take the shot while we can. Olivia who? What has she done this entire time but just slip from room to room, and she's a non-factor. Come on. It also doesn't help Jesse that Johnny found out that Jesse had been throwing his name out there as a potential target, especially since Johnny has been doing so well and laying low after going 2 for 2 in the very first week of the game. So Johnny kind of woke up in a sense and was like, look, like if you're gonna throw me under the bus, then I'm going to throw you under the train. And that's exactly what he did. He told Hamza that he will be forever indebted to him if he sends Jesse home this week. This gets Hamza's maniacal brain moving, and he's like, you know what? I might have to do this. The veto ceremony rolls around, and Hamza decides not to use the power of veto, leaving Olivia and Jesse on the block. Jesse then decides to get up and make this speech, calling out Hamza, saying, like, look, we both swore on very personal things, and I don't understand why anyone in this game would want to trust someone who does that, and then goes back on the word. This pisses off Hamza, and he's like, look, I don't understand why you had to make this personal. Do not bring my wife or my fiance Carolyn into this game. She has nothing to do with it. But, I mean, everyone in the house sort of has a point in saying that, Hamza, you sort of put that on the table when you swore that you wouldn't do this. You swore on your fiance that you wouldn't do something like this, and then you did it. So I understand that it's being then turned against you, but you did it. So, but to everyone that's been trying to get Jesse out of here, namely Will, this only adds fuel to the fire, and it makes it easier for them to campaign against someone who would do something like that. So, I mean, Will is basically stoking the fire at this point. Veronica is just so pleased that this is not going to turn into something where she becomes the target. Marin is sitting there chilling. And he's still kind of like, I don't understand why we're trying to then work with Derek and Kayla after this. I mean, I feel like they're always going to come after whoever is, within their best interest. But Hamza sort of, has his blinders on at this point. It's like, look, like, Jesse came from my fiance. At this point, it's like, you can say what you want to. You can try and save yourself. But I don't really see much happening for you, bruh. Sorry. But if there's like one thing this week and last week have in common, is that the person that is the undeniable target of the week has like this last ditch, effort to save himself. And I really enjoy watching that sort of thing happen. Jesse, with his back against the wall, knows that he really doesn't have anybody else to depend on, not even Paris, decides, look, I will target Dayla. I will jump ship. I will do what I have to do if that means that I can stay in this house one more week. People are already planning on voting me out anyway. I don't have anything to lose. I mean, let's just talk about how Kayla is also takes home like the Savage Award, because she basically looked like she was like, I am not going to throw my game away. I understand that we were in an alliance. I know that it's the real deal, but the real deal is off. Okay, it's over. He's made himself a target. He was the one that had to stand up and then make that speech after the veto wasn't used. Now, like, what do you want me to do? She tries to express this to Derek. Like, look, like, I understand that you guys are bros, but sometimes you just gotta be hoes before bros. You're gonna either be with me or you're gonna go out the door next after Jesse. Pick your battles. Paris, although annoyed at Jesse, still tries to save him and lets everybody in her alliance know, like, look, I don't understand why we are going to send home one of our numbers. Like, he is someone that is on our side. Olivia, she is someone that we know is coming after us, and she cannot win. So why are we trying to... Look, let's just send somebody home that, like, send home the enemy that you know. Not the enemy that you don't even have. So, right before the feeds turn off, before the eviction episode, Jesse decides to get Johnny, Dayla, Erica, Maddie, and Paris all in one room to talk about how they're going to need him to stay in this game because Marin, Veronica, Will, and Hamza are a final four, and if you guys do not keep me in this game, you are going to lose the numbers. We can also pull in Ryan to vote with us. If you guys keep me, we can ride this thing out. It will give you an 8-5 numbers advantage, okay? The feeds go down without any indication as to whether or not they are going to, accept this final offer from Jesse. But as we know by the results of last night's eviction, Jesse goes home in a vote of, 8-2 or 9-2, with Veronica throwing in a hinky vote just to stir things up, which could probably be her undoing based off of what we've seen on the feeds last night. So we'll see how that messy gameplay suits her later on. But yeah, Jesse's gone and Olivia stays and the next HOH is underway, and spoiler alert, Erica won the HOH. So yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of us were very, displeased with the beginning of this season. It felt a little weird, I mean, it was the first season back since the hiatus and we weren't really sure what to expect, but this is the point of the game where things start to get shuffled up, and based off of what we're seeing at the beginning of next week's feeds, it looks like, things are going to sort of follow suit, especially with a double eviction coming up. That's going to throw everyone's plans for a loop because everyone so far has been talking about, I'm thinking about this 1, 2, 3 eviction order. And that sort of thing always disintegrates no matter what. But with a double eviction in the midst, I just can't wait to see how this rearranges everybody's plans and who else's alliance is going to take a break and what alliances will then rise from the ashes. Like, it's getting good, guys. I'm very excited. In any case, I'm going to go and watch the feeds a little bit more because I really need to, I fell a little bit behind track this week, and I want to stay on top of things because it's looking like it's going to be a good week. I love weeks before a double eviction. Oh, I just can't express that enough. But that's it for me this week, guys. I hope that everyone has a wonderful weekend. It's finally starting to get a little warmer here. The sun is shining. I'm so ready for spring to get here because I'm about to file a missing persons report because spring been missing for 48 hours so far, and it's time for us to get a move on things, okay? I will see you guys next week. Oh, and can we just please talk about the HOH competition where they had to memorize the museum ideas? Like, oh my god, we got to see Aika one more time. Kevin was there. Sabrina was there. We haven't seen Sabrina on Big Brother Canada I don't think since like season 2, right? I don't think she's had any other cameo appearances. So like, that was really cool. I love that we got to hear the little soundbite with Marin pressing the button. It's like, do you want good TV? Is that what you want? In any case, have a good weekend. See you guys next week.